Welcome back to Arkansas Basketball Recap. What are you doing here? Why would you be here? I appreciate it. Jake appreciates it. We appreciate it very much that you're here to listen to us recap the Arkansas Razorbacks 65 to 62 loss to the Oklahoma Sooners. Oklahoma having the Arkansas Razorbacks number the last few seasons, which really sucks. Don't like that at all. It's going to be impressive if these Arkansas Razorbacks can play for pride. I'm gonna respect it. This team is not good, particularly offensively. Not that they don't have guys that can't put a basketball in a hoop at some level, but whatever it is they're running does not create good looks on a consistent basis. And so they lose because they score 62 points. The defense is just fine. The effort is good enough. I think they came out. I don't know if they played with the same effort that they had the second half of the last game, but their effort was good. They played hard, and they just can't score enough points. And it is going to get demoralizing. You can feel it. I can feel it, and you know they can feel it. So the question going forward, and we will break down this game, but is can they keep coming out and playing each game to win that game? And that we will see because you might say like that's how you got to do it. That's what you got to do. It is hard to do in these situations. It's very hard to do. And so I will this is the thing I would tell you guys. You can have my respect if you can do that. You could lose the rest of your games, but if you come out and play hard and compete and put forth maximum effort, even if you lose, at least I'll have something to watch and I can respect it while you run this whatever offense this is.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can probably make this a pretty quick video because I mean, there's not a lot to recap about the game. They came out, looked bad on offense again. They did play harder. It was a much less, disgusting effort as far as like they were still playing hard. Like I said, maybe not as hard as the second half of that last game, but Knox still looked aggressive. I liked the way he looked at, Vanover still looked
You mean you mean
aggressive.
you mean you mean Big Z, not Vanover.
Oh yeah, this is
Don't put that.
Vanover,
Don't
Big Z.
you know?
Yeah, no, I think he's proven that he's not Vanover. Like
Is
he can
better.
play a
Is
bunch of
better.
minutes and yeah, and be good. But yeah, ultimately at the end of the day, I mean, they're just not good. I mean, you lost to one of the worst teams in the SEC at home. You've got two losses at home to not that good at, I mean, not the best teams in the SEC. It's like you can't even defend home court. It's ugly. And I mean, if you thought any chance of like winning this game, maybe a miracle happening in the next game at Kentucky, maybe you like find, you get some traction underneath your wheels and maybe you push forward and make some kind of a amazing, Cinderella comeback this season that they'll do a 30 for 30 about like that kind of proved like it's just not going to happen. Like those guys, they just don't have it. And you can't lose a game at home to a team like Oklahoma because Oklahoma, I mean, they shot threes pretty well because we gave them amazing looks, which that was the worst part of the defense was in the first half. We just could not get out on shooters. I mean, they moved the ball pretty well and they just got really good looks. And um, ultimately, I think like you said, it's going to be difficult for these guys to maintain the level of aggressiveness that they need to win with with their offensive deficiencies because they're going to have to play harder than anybody else in order to get close to winning a
I,
game.
I don't know
And
if I don't know if you can play good enough defense to overcome that kind of in this league in the SEC. I don't know if you can play good enough defense to have 62 be enough. Like it's just not enough, dude.
and it is hard because in one way you're like, well, if you just keep them from hitting one of those open looks, like I mean, if you don't give them so many looks, so play a little bit better, just cover one of those looks. But then when they tried that in the second half, they fouled two 3-pointers in back to back, which I mean, everybody was going back to going, that's like, I mean, dude, that's like
That's the
you
game. That was
can't
that. I've that's when
can't
I
be.
kind of felt like we were like, oh, we lost it.
Oh
Up
yeah, because we had
six.
momentum. We were up.
Yeah,
We'd erased a what was the biggest deficit? We were down by more than 10. You know what I
13. I
mean? Like
think 13.
yeah, and we'd erased that, gotten up by 6. You're like, okay, we're getting momentum. We're going to win this game at home by 10. And then you foul back-to-back three-point shooters. They hit all their free throws, and now it's a tied game, and they never really looked back after that. And you can even see, like, dude, there was multiple guys that almost got hurt. Like Knox almost got injured, and Big Z almost got injured. And when you play hard like that, you are more susceptible to injuries. I mean, you're throwing your body onto the floor, throwing it into two defenders as you're trying to rebound and stuff.
Dude,
And I just don't.
Knox left the game with an injury. Big Z left the game with it. I was freaked out by his injury because he looked like he was hurting, dude. I don't know what happened with his
Well, and because when you
shoulder.
grab, there's not too many, like ankles and twist, and you can get like that, oh, am I hurt or not? And then you go over, you roll it around, you feel it, and you're like, okay, I don't think I stretched it, I twinked it, but I didn't, it's okay. There's not a lot of things that can happen to your shoulders that aren't real sore the
Yeah,
next day. I mean, I've
yeah,
hurt my shoulders multiple times. It's like when something tweaks in your shoulder to the point where you grab it and kind of like do the limp shoulder thing. I mean, usually that means you at least had a strain that's going to bother you, and maybe his is, you know, maybe he can't lift it up this morning. I don't know, but
yeah.
shoulder
It
injury
looked like it hurt.
and shoulder injuries because I mean, there's just not anything in there besides tendons and a few muscles. Like they usually are a little bit slow to heal.
Yeah,
You
and
know what
then
I mean?
then
I
the
mean,
other
they
guy,
got cortisone shots and stuff.
Ne
Maybe
it, well,
it's
Nelly tweaked his ankle too. You saw it, like he made a
yeah.
pat, and you saw it. It was like, and you see him grimace, and then like get rid of the ball, and you're like, dude, you're just walking on a razor's edge here. All these guys just like tweak, 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 and you're like, dude, that ain't
Well,
what you
and that's what I
need.
mean. It's going to be hard for these guys to risk those things because there's a way to play basketball where you just play, at 70 to 80% and you are much less risk of turning an ankle or hurting your knee. I mean, the way you hurt your knees and stuff is when you are trying to guard somebody so hard and when they're jabbing and cutting, you're forcing your body to go back and then, eventually it just I mean, that's what happened to me and my knee just buckled because I'm trying to guard somebody way faster than me. And um there's a way to play, where you're playing for the next season, basically. You know what I mean? And you still play, you still take shots, but you don't dive on the floor, you don't get in there and mix it up when rebounding. And it'll be surprising if that doesn't. I think this next game, Kentucky, I know that Kentucky fans are up in these guys' Instagram comments and TikTok or wherever these guys are on social media. They're getting heat from the Kentucky fans, I'm sure. And I think they have a chance. They might be able for Cal, for Pride, and just so that if they could possibly win, it would basically be like I mean, the whole season, as far as like you got nothing else to play for. If you could win that Kentucky game, it would at least keep those people out of your comments for the rest of the year. You could, because you'd just be like scoreboard, even if they're making the tournament and you're not, you just go, well, you guys couldn't beat us at when, even though we came to your place. And so I think they might be able to get up for that. I am have no reason to think that they're going to be able to win that game. I mean, I think Kentucky, I mean, even though Kentucky's a little bit flailing, you could take that as a bad thing or a good thing. I mean, they're going to be kind of desperate to win because now they're 500 in conference. So they need to,
Well, dude,
they're in
by the way,
danger of looking ahead and going,
thank God too, because like some of that has to calm down a little. Like Arkansas, we told you, and there's, yeah, fair enough. But also, like you're 3-3 in conference too, so which I would
yeah, but
kill to
they're
be three and
losing.
three, but
Yeah,
like,
I know they're losing on the road at least. But I mean, I think they're going to, I mean, if you had to bet, I mean, of course, I mean, it would be awesome if we went in there and had another
hey,
one of those Qualls dunks to win the game. You know what I mean? But, and it would help, like, it would help the Kentucky Arkansas sort of mouthing rivalry. It would give us at least something to hang our hats on. But the most likely scenario, if you made me bet my house on it, is like, we're going to go in there and get spanked. They're going to be that fan base is going to be so crazy and we're just not good in like if you had a different team, even if you're just like what we maybe our shooters will get hot and we'll just knock down 12 3-pointers. It's like that's never happened. This team's not going to
well,
do that. Like
this is the thing that's a bummer too. Is like this game is just kind of lost like most of its juice anyway. Like in the sense that um I mean, obviously if Arkansas was better and like and that would help, but even this kind of stuff where you're like, okay, Kentucky is the worst defensive team in the SEC. Like their defense is not good. Like they're not good defensively. And it's not just because the SEC is so good. Like they're not good defensively. Too bad Arkansas is the worst offensive team.
Yeah,
So
no, if
they
you even
like
had a medium offense.
Arkansas doesn't have like what you need to take advantage of the worst playing a subpar fledgling defense. We just don't. Our offense is not and here's the other thing. I don't know. I don't even know if I can hold the players that responsible. That's the thing that makes these games hard to analyze because I've said it a bunch of times now. I don't know what we're trying to do half the time, and like I don't like that's the coaching, man. Like I is the offense like is it these guys? I don't know. I don't think it's these guys. Like I think it's this
But they are
offense
they
is
also
not
are not.
good.
Yeah, but they are also not. And you could say maybe if they were in a better rhythm from having a little bit better offensive structure, maybe they would. Maybe the clunkiness of the offense is making it where when they do get a look, like they're not in the flow. But they're not knocking down their open shots hardly, not at the clip that they would need to. Like we don't have great shooters.
but would you say like if I asked you, does this offense create good looks? What would you say?
No,
No, it does. Like you, like that's the thing, dude. Like you don't have even have a chance to sort of like get hot in this. Like this offense doesn't create. If you have okay,
dude, we don't score on back to like we go score three possessions with no score.
yeah,
Score, especially in the first half, everything at times like score 3.5 minutes with no score. It's
yeah.
crazy.
So say you have a team full of guys that like can shoot, but maybe they're not like the most prolific shooters, but you guys that can shoot. What would be the thing that would increase the percentages? It would be like the quality of the look. And this offense just doesn't create consistent quality looks. It just doesn't. And
Mhm.
so, whose fault is that?
Yeah, they also though don't have the confidence. If you look at like a team like Kentucky, I mean they get good looks too. They run something that's pretty smooth and they move the ball pretty well, but they also their shooters just have so much more confidence than our shooters. Our like Wagner and Thero and even Knox. Knox is a little bit more of a gunslinger, but like they have to be wide open, catch the ball, look at it, and then look around and go, okay, I guess nobody's coming out here. All right, I guess I have to shoot this. Then they shoot it. Like Kentucky guys are like catching it and shooting it with guys giving them a high five. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like we don't have many guys that are like dribble, dribble, dribble. All right, I've got enough space. I'm gonna slide a half a step back and I'm popping this with you right. Like it's just, what I'm talking about? Like just enough space to get this shot off. And I have the confidence that that's all I
We
need.
we we had a
Our guys
we
don't
had a guy
do
like
that.
that. We did have a guy like that. I feel like Boogie was like that. Now he didn't like I don't know if it was his
I
thumb,
know,
maybe it
but
was.
you need five guys like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
I
and
to get this
even
to
Vanover's
not
stroke is
Vanover, not
sick.
Vanover,
I'm
not
not Vanover. I
Vanover.
mean, Big Z's stroke is sick, and he hits it at a high clip. But even he, and this is just because I think his size and stuff, he has to be set. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he has to grab it, get both his feet set, and we don't have a guy that can shoot off the dribble very well. And other teams have like three or four or five of them. And I'm not saying they're all starting. I'm saying they bring guys in that are like, they can shoot they can just you catch the ball, snap the wrist, and it's gone. And it feels like our guys are so in their own heads, or they're just bad. Like I don't know, but it has not worked out offensively.
Um, Going to a positive thing, just to say something positive. Besides the the energy level and like they played hard. Um, Janelle Davis, now he didn't make a lot of them, took 16 shots this game and seemed like Cal must have like told him he's got to shoot the ball a bunch. And they seemed like they ran some stuff for him as well and tried to get him involved. And I think that that's what you have to do. He took 11 3-pointers in this game. Maybe that's too many, but I mean, he did make three of them. Um, I I do like, and he went to the free throw line a couple times. He was 5 of 6 from the line. He's a 90% free throw shooter. Go get to the line, dude. He had 4 steals.
Hmm.
And so I do like maybe Nelly taking on a more prominent role of saying like, hey, we got to get somebody going here. Like somebody's got to be a guy. And I liked him. So I liked him on both ends of the floor, I guess. I mean, I want him to shoot a higher percentage than that, but he had 18 points, 3 rebounds, 4 steals. Only turned the ball over once. That's the other thing that's crazy about this. I know Cal brought this up in the press conference. We had 9 turnovers this game. That's not like that ain't the issue. We don't turn the ball over.
No. I mean, but the thing is, we turned the ball over in taking terrible shots.
Yeah.
Like if that's our turnover. Our turnover is taking shots that are like 22% efficiency rate shots because you're like 14 feet from the basket with a guy on you fading away, throwing it up with one hand. Like
But dude, here's
there
the
are
thing.
so many dribble drives that turn into wild off balance floater slash
Dude,
hook.
let me tell you how you know that those 2 fouls on the three point shooters like cost you the game. So so here you go. Oklahoma was 21 of 51 from the field. Arkansas was 20 of 54. So they made one more shot than we did. We shot the exact same percentage from three as Oklahoma.
Hmm.
Oklahoma was 7 of 21, 33.3%. Arkansas was 9 of 27, 33.3%. We made 2 more threes than they did. They made 7 threes. We made 9.
Did they make all their threes in the first half or like
All
five
but
or
I think
six
I
of them?
think I think 6 of them they did. Yeah.
Because we shut that down in the first of it, although you could count the ones we fouled them as you could probably add those to that.
But here you go. So I don't know if you know the difference between 65 and 62 is, but it's three. And the game actually wasn't a three, but it's we lost by three. We lost by one.
Hmm.
That's what happened. Uh, the free throws, Arkansas is 13 of 16. Love it. 81.3% as a team. Take 13 of 16. That's fine. I'd like to shoot more free throws than 16, but like I'll take that percentage.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, 16 of 20. That's a lower percentage by 1.3%. They shot 80%. Literally, they made three, like the difference in this game is the 3 more free throws that they made. Not because we didn't make free throws, but because they shot 6 free throws that we put them in the line and they made all 6 of them. When you foul 3 point shooter, I mean, you take away, you don't do that. You don't do that once. This game is a tie. You don't do that either time. You win by 3. I mean, that's the whole game because the rest of it's the same, dude. I mean, like we can say like, oh, the shooting's terrible. The percentages are the same. I mean, like Oklahoma did not shoot the ball better than we did. They didn't. Like they just statistically, they did not shoot the ball better than we did. They made 3 more free throws than we did. Like that was then not because they shot a higher percentage, they shot a lower percentage. We just put them at the free throw line 4 more times.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but like I mean, you'd like to have a team that can beat a team by 10 like that at home and not have it be so
Well, and
close.
then
You know what I
here's
mean?
the other thing is that they did beat us on the glass 35 to 29. So
Yeah.
probably if you just win the rebounding battle, you can overcome those 2 fouls. I mean, even though those 2 fouls are really a big bummer because like it's not just the 6 points. It stopped the game. It like the moment everything was going Arkansas's direction. Like you're forcing them to call timeout, that kind of thing. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, we won the turnover battle. I mean, you know, we had 9 turnovers. They had 13. Um, it's right there. It's just
Yeah, I mean,
sucks.
what I was saying to finish off what I was saying though, I do think that like this loss, I mean, it's a bummer. You know, you would love to have, I mean, you really need to have this win. I mean, before we even knew we were going to be bad, you looked at this game and went, well, you have to win that game.
Yeah.
And I mean, 'cause you got to win your home games, and Oklahoma turns out to be not bad, but like not one of the better teams. So you definitely have to win at home to the easier teams to beat. So that loss is it's pretty devastating. And like I said, you always have to either have a carrot to run towards or a hell to run away from. And I feel like now the carrot to run towards is gone, which is like postseason, it's gone. Um, the only hell you have left, the humiliation to run away from is not getting your ass kicked at Kentucky based on just the little thing that's been there. And I think they might be able to get up and play to for that to not have them be able to have that rubbed in their face at least even if you lose at Kentucky by single digits, it's like, well, that'll be not that bad. If you get smacked down and they just start heating up with their shooters and they blow you out by 20-25, it'll just be the added humiliation cherry on top of this crap Sunday that is this season. And so I think they could play hard to avoid that, but if that gets once that's over, say our Kentucky wins and that humiliation is over, it'll be interesting to see if there's not a massive deflation from because it's like there's nothing to look forward to. There's not even the humiliation. Like now it doesn't matter. There's no more humiliation to come, and we've lost to everybody. We're gonna like you can lose to some more teams, whatever. And I feel like you'll see a deflation in the players and the fan base after this. Like there's one more interesting thing in this season, and it's how bad are we going to get humiliated at Kentucky?
The other thing I would say this though, if you found, I'm not predicting this. No one think this. Hypothetically, if somehow you were able to win at Kentucky, then you might be able to like leverage that into some carryover into something because of the way that would feel to the players and that kind of thing. Like you might be able to then harness some of that and like continue to play hard. If you lose, I think you're right. I think you're just done.
Yeah, and even if I mean, yeah, winning would definitely be a boost and it would help. It wouldn't make me feel that much better about the season because I would say if we
Yeah.
win in the scenario that we win, it is because of Kentucky's defense, and it'll be, our offense will be bad again, and it'll be a game that we out rebound them, and they don't shoot well, and it'll probably be a game that's like 65-68 or something like that. That's our basically our only chance to win is a low scoring rock fight where they don't shoot well. And if you beat Kentucky because they've just got a bad defense and they're honestly flagging a little bit right now, I don't think that's an indication that this team is still going to when a team plays really good defense, we are just screwed. Like
Yeah.
because like I said, our defense is a 7, but if another team is going to play a 7 or better defense on us, chances are their offense is going to outscore us. Like because our offense is just not good.
Yeah.
So
Hey, did you like that jacket that Cal was wearing? I did.
yeah, it was better.
That's better, dude. I mean, I don't know if he's got the memo, but like 2 games in a row now where I don't know, maybe he's been maybe here and maybe old Ronnie Brewer got in his ear and said, "Bro, I mean, when things are going bad, the least you could do is make the wardrobe right."
He's got to go full crimson now though. He had like his that jacket was like the bill of your hat. It was that like sort of washed out red, you know. Now we need to see blood red.
Well, I feel like the other one was like the washed out kind of like pinky red. This one was like like a deep, like dark, like Merlot red.
Maybe I'm thinking of the other one
Yeah,
then. But
this was like a you had to split the difference to get to Arkansas red. This one was like a burgundy, dude. Hey, even that jacket, I'll take it. Friggin' get that thing to the dry cleaners. You better wear that thing to Kentucky, dude. That or something, nothing less than that. That's like that.
mm-hmm.
Like that's the bar is that. Like you can't go underneath that. So it's that jacket or even better. When you wear it walking the Rupp wearing freaking blue, and I'm gonna lose my mind, dude.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. So we'll see. I mean,
They got a week off, dude. They don't play again. They got the bye week, which, by the way, maybe with Big Z's shoulder is not a bad thing. I don't know what else was going on there, but they get the whole week. So watch some film. I don't know. Do what you got to do. Try to figure something out. But you got a week to get ready for Kentucky.
Hopefully they can. I mean, that, like I said, that this is really the last interesting thing of this season.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, barring some miracle, but
Yeah.
so
All right, man. Well, we'll leave it there. We'll be back for sure after the Kentucky game. If we lose, I expect that video to have a lot of views. All right.
mhm.
I'll see you then, dude.
Well, yeah, win or lose, that'll have some views probably, probably more if we get beat down.
Probably so. All
So,
right, man. See ya.
all right, see you.